Good morning. It is Saturday, December 28th, and I'm car camping, actually truck camping, in Jonathan Dickinson State Park, which is about 11,000 plus acres between Lake Okeechobee and Hobe Sound, and spent the night in the tent back there. Really nice Coleman 10 by 10 tent. It's the third one of that basic style that I've had, and I really love it. Rained most of the night. It's kind of a little bit drizzly right now, but nice and cool and breezy. And I'm gonna try and do like a 8-mile walk in the morning, maybe 8.5 miles, and then do like a 5 in the afternoon. Got my Frog Togs rain suit, and may get a little damp, but hopefully not completely drenched. And so I'm hoping that you guys will come along and we'll see what we can see. There's supposed to be some deer and lots of birds and things like that, so we'll see what we can see. I'm going to try and walk quietly and maybe see some wildlife. So here we go. So one of the things about being in a park on a rainy day is it's very, very quiet. No car traffic. Seen one car so far. Guy on a kayak. I spoke too soon. Here comes 2 cars. But 3 cars. Oh boy. A whole group of cars. 4 cars. I don't know. I guess I jinxed it, but it was for a while there nice and quiet. Headed westbound now on the main road to the concession area from our campsite, and gonna follow a power line easement as I get to head south. But anyway, it's just a light rain. I got my poncho on, and from the knees down I'm getting a little wet, but other than that I'm dry, so no big deal. So coming up on the power lines now, and look at all the horses. Yeah, they have trail rides here. This park has amazing mountain bike trails with up and down the dunes, and lots of friendly horses if you want to do horseback riding, or even they have wagons if you're not into sitting on the horse. But these look like some not very big horses, but they look really friendly and eager to kind of go for a walk. So we're going to head down the right of way here, even though it's doesn't look like they want you to. But here we go. Follow this southward now. Still raining, but not too hard, and following this power line easement for transmission lines. And look at that cypress, kind of interesting. Big base, tiny little tree, like a bonsai cypress. And onward we go. I see some buildings or clearings or something in the distance, so probably not too far from now. little offshoot here. Very cool. Kitchings Creek. There's a deer crossing the creek. That's a doe. I don't know if I can get across here, but somewhere around here there's a footbridge, and I do not want to miss it. Not this way, apparently. Okay, so we just hit up on the intersection of the red trail of Jonathan Dickinson with the orange trail, Florida Trail, and we're gonna, I imagine this is where the footbridge is, which they don't tell you about because it's Florida Trail, not Jonathan Dickinson. So just gonna take a little detour here, cross Kitchens Creek, and hopefully can get to the other side and go up the west side of the creek. Very good. What a, just goes to show on a nice, cool, somewhat wet day, you can still have a great hike. Really no complaints, and my foot gear is working well, even though I'm going through some puddles. And yes, I see the footbridge. Very, very good. What I saw of that deer crossing is the creek's really not very deep, at least where the deer crossed. Probably not more than 1.5 feet or 2. Kitchens Creek, south, footbridge. Very good. Okay, so if you have any thought of keeping your feet dry, forget about it. Unless you're a high jumper, I guess. So this is going to be ankle deep or mid-calf deep. Not too bad, really. Ankle deep was all that was. Good, good, good. Well, also because it rained a lot last night, so maybe there's times that that's dry. Things like that. Here's a scrub jay. So the big thing will be for me to not follow this south, which I'm sure it goes south eventually. I have to pick up some kind of trail that's headed back northbound. So I hope that it crosses a road or something, because I'm not really doing the official trail. I'm just combining a bunch of, this is a homemade route, combining a bunch of other dirt roads and other trails to get to where I wanted to start and finish and have a decent hike today. Lots of these little purple flowers, very pretty. I think this is what's called wet prairie, where it's no palmettos, it's just this wiregrass. There's some palmettos, but this is lower in elevation than the which way? Oh, that's definitely going south, but I guess I gotta give it a try. I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop and take a peek. Oh, I see a road. Okay, good. Good. This is working out. I was just about to give up because I don't want to go south. I want to go north, but I have encountered the road. So it's just a few more twisty turny things. I don't really have large scale maps to check my position exactly. So, and this is my first ever time in this park, so there is a chance of getting lost, but that's half the fun, half the adventure. Okay, we're on the Ocean to Lake shared use trail, going through some deep puddles and around some deep puddles. And so I've been on the Jonathan Dickinson trails, the Florida section of the Florida trail, and now the Ocean to Lake trail. So pretty cool, I guess. A little bit of multiple trails, many trails in Jonathan Dickinson, and This one is not that well blazed, but I don't believe that that's just kind of a prairie. Do I see any blazes? Nope. Don't think so. Okay, so we go north. Okay, taking a leap of faith here, not going on the ocean to lake trail, headed east, and just saw a giant whitetail deer cross this road, but I didn't have the camera on, sorry about that. So that was deer number 3 on this particular hike, and we'll see him off to the left. Be quiet. Well, he's gone. The path less traveled, but kind of this one goes more towards the north of the park and more or less straight east, and unfortunately the map that I made is quite wet and coming apart at the folds, so We'll see. I got plenty of daylight. If I get too lost, I'll run into something eventually. Meanwhile, it's a beautiful place. So the answer is the red trail's that way. That's probably going back to right where I just came from, only probably a drier route. And this looks like it's going to zig and zag and then head east again. It's a little longer path, but I'm feeling good, and so I think I'm going to do it. Looks like it's a little more interesting terrain. So we'll see how it ends up. Happy to find that I am in fact on the Ocean Lake Trail here, because I found markers at this junction with the power lines, and I know that I could go right and that would be a way to get back, but walking along the power lines is not that interesting, so I'm going to go ahead and head this way. My concern was getting across some wetlands. I'm not up to, it started raining again, and I'd rather not to be up to my knees in water and in the rain at the same time, so I'm damp everywhere, but it's not bad, really, not at all. No complaints. Even up at this part of the trail, north end of the park, there's a privy. So I guess for ladies hiking makes it a little easier, although I shouldn't kind of try and judge, I guess. And there's the orange trail. So this is a regular part of the trail. Very good. Very civilized. Okay, this is the end of my journey along the Ocean to Lake Greenway Shared Use Trail. I'm going to head south now towards the campsite where I'm staying. Saw lots and lots of bear tracks and deer tracks in this white sand road here. Pretty interesting. A lot of wildlife, even big birds, maybe like heron, with 3 front toes and 1 back toe. So very nice little journey. I think I got about like 1 or 2 miles to go on this particular trip, so it's been great. Hopefully I don't get caught in any more rain showers, but I'm prepared. Okay, 2 minutes after 2. It was soggy quite a few times. Both soggy quite a few times, both my feet and the rest of me. You know, it basically rained for about 5 minutes every hour or two. I think the longest rain was probably 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. The poncho worked pretty well. So that was, I guess I could check my step meter to see what it is. So let me pause it and I'll tell you how many steps. And in terms of the mileage, I'm sure it's probably, you know, 10, 11, 12 miles, something like that. So let me see what the step meter says and I'll get back with you. 13.23 miles is what the step meter says. So my guess would be maybe it's 11 or 12 miles. Would probably be accurate. 26,616, and it was fun. Definitely better than walking near cars. Definitely do not like. And I saw like one guy really hiking. I saw some people on bikes right at the very beginning on a short trail, and then I didn't see anybody else for hours and hours. Finally saw one guy on the white trail here at Dickinson, and he was taking photos of birds and stuff like that. So very cool, very happy. Definitely made the whole trip worthwhile, you know, because it's like 2 hours for me to drive up here, and but well worth it to get to walk in old Florida pine land undisturbed. Found some bear fur scratched up against a tree, lots of bear paw tracks, 3 different deer, whole raccoon family, no snakes, quite a bit of walking through water up to my above my ankles and a couple times up to my knees, but it was nice. It was nice. I'll dry out, and so thanks for coming along.